Deep in the heart of the government, in a world similar to our own, there was a sinister plan being hatched. They had the technology to create storms, stop rivers from flowing and cause lakes to dry up, increase heat on some areas. They continuously sprayed chemicals in the air to help intensify their technology. Those chemicals caused the once yellow sun to appear white. Some people noticed, most didn't care, but it sure wreaked havoc on the vegetation of the world. In turn with everything, the governments of that world were causing a fake food shortage. Those chemicals also brought fertility of their race to an all-time low. The governments of the world were pushing a global warming agenda, blaming everything on the planet's supposed heating. But the truth was that the planet had been cooling off over the centuries, and that's something the media would never tell the people, so the people of that land were blind to it all. In a way, the rogue media was worse than any of governments of that world, due to the people were only shown what they wanted them to believe. Yep, fake news did exist on that world. That sounds familiar, doesn't it? The latest power grab was buying up and also confiscating land from the citizens of the world as they wreak havoc on their world, literally removing people from existence, evicting the survivors from their homes. They make it near impossible for the citizens to regain any kind of property, no matter the size of it, no matter how many had to perish to make that agenda happen. They were using technologies to start storms, make some rivers stop flowing, dry up lakes, make rivers flow again that hadn't flowed in thousands of years, dry up lakes overnight. They even had the power to activate volcanoes and cause massive earthquakes, tsunamis, and vicious, nearly unstoppable supposed wildfires. Some people were very skeptical already due to the mysterious fires across the world, especially how it would destroy most everything, but somehow just happened to miss the rich people's homes, especially certain TV personalities and politicians. That in itself was mighty suspicious, and just like that, to throw the others off guard, they were planning to create a fake alien invasion to push forward their destructive agenda even further. There were a few that had caught on to the government's plan. They knew that the aliens were fake and they weren't going to be fooled. But the majority of people were blind to the truth, no matter how much evidence was put in front of them. They were like sheep being led to the slaughter. The governments of the world were evicting survivors from their homes, disappearing people, and making it impossible for anyone to regain any kind of property. Their plan was to push the smart cities agenda and force people out of their rural homes, no matter how many had to perish in the process. Own nothing and be happy was that world government's agenda. Let me see, how does that sound familiar? Oh well, back to the story about the fake alien invasion and such. The real aliens had been monitoring the situation and decided it was time to intervene. They had been contacting select people through their minds, showing them how they had been around for millions of years and how they had once been controlled by inferior and destructive governments themselves. The real aliens were planning to liberate the planet from the horribly evil skin-suit creatures that had taken over all the government leaders of the world. The skin-suit aliens wore skin-suits which looked like the original government leaders. However, they were extremely evil and many were very low in intelligence. Why they would put their lowest IQ personnel in place, the world may never know, but it was very obvious due to the many hiccups they created. Their most difficult of tasks were riding bikes and walking up steps. Back to the story again. As the fake alien invasion drew closer, the select people that had been contacted by the real aliens were monitoring everything closely. They were staying psychically linked to the real aliens and were updated through a dark satellite that had been installed around the planet many years ago, much like the Black Knight satellite that is orbiting our planet. They knew that the real aliens were coming to help and liberate the planet. The day of the fake alien invasion arrived. The sky was filled with fake alien ships and people were running scared. Some were shooting at the ships while others were hiding in fear. But the select people that had been contacted by the real aliens knew the truth. They knew that the real aliens were on their way and were going to liberate the planet. As the fake alien ships started to land, the people were surprised to see that they were not aliens at all. They were just empty shells, controlled by the governments of the world trying to collect and imprison all the people they could. The real aliens had arrived, and they were not happy. They quickly took control of the situation, and the governments of the world were powerless to stop them. As the real aliens started to liberate the planet, the people were amazed at the changes that were happening. The sky was clearing, the rivers were flowing again, and the lakes were filling up. Fertility of their race went back to an all-time high. It was now pretty much a utopia. The governments of the world were defeated, and the real aliens were hailed as heroes. Even the non-believers were happy. The churches of that world were skeptical, thinking that they were demons, but whatever they were the lesser of the two and accepted them with open arms. The people were finally free, and the real aliens had brought peace to the planet once again. If you've enjoyed this video, or maybe this story fits with a world you may know to exist, please tell us in the comments. May the aliens save us all. The aliens have came for Mr. Beastly, so more stories once I'm returned. Ha ha ha. Seriously though, until next time, you've been great.